Yai da da dai da da dai da dai dai ya dai dai da dai. Yai da da dai ya da dai da dai dai ya dai dai da dai. Yai dai dai. Yai dai dai dai. Yai dai dai ya dai dai da dai. Yai dai dai. Yai dai dai ya dai dai da dai. Yai dai dai. Yai dai dai ya dai dai da dai. Yai dai dai. Yai dai dai dai.
Well, Shabbat Shalom, everyone. Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom. You haven't had your morning coffee yet? Is that what it is? Well, we're going to wake you up. Certainly, Chase will today as he leads us in worship and chants from Torah and becomes a teacher and gives us a lesson today. And it is really such a pleasure to welcome you all back into our sanctuary. I feel like it was just like a few months ago you were here before celebrating, and we are just so honored by your presence. We hope that you will participate in our service, and therefore you will all need a prayer book. So they're right in front of you with the gold flame on the front. They're called the Mishkan Tefillah. And even if you are unfamiliar with our traditions, you can follow along because there is English and there is transliteration. And those who would like to join us in the Hebrew are fully welcome to do so. Now, there are many traditions in our service that have taken place for more than 1,000 years, and the one which we're about to participate in now is one of those, and that is the wrapping of the talit and the placing of the kippah, or known in Yiddish as a yarmulke. What makes this so important is that this is a prayer shawl, and it dedicates to those who have reached the age of accepting the faith as their own and starting to practice the different commands. And so each talit, even though is different in color and size and beauty of cloth, is exactly the same on the four corners. There are strings known as tzitzit, and they are knotted and tied 613 times to represent the 613 commandments in the Torah. It is enwrapped on our bar mitzvah for the first time, and then we look forward to having him wear one whenever he finds himself in a religious setting because he's earned that honor. So Chase, I'm going to ask you to come take your place. It's an honor to welcome forward your papa, your grandfather Martin, who is going to bring forward a talit that has been worn by every child and generation. It belonged to your grandfather, and he has enwrapped it on all of those, including your two brothers. And truthfully, if only that talit could speak, it would have quite a few stories. And today as well, Chase, your grandfather is bringing another religious item, a kippah. This is a new tradition because they only acquired it, about a month ago, when they traveled to Poland and made literally a pilgrimage to Auschwitz-Birkenau. As we know, that is a place of tremendous destruction. But today, with you on the bima, just like your brothers before you, this is a celebration of our continuity. But to tie the past to the present and the future, your grandparents brought you back a special kippah from Auschwitz in the hope that whenever you wear it, you will remember those that came before you, and not only the obligation, but I hope the joy that you have in growing forward with your Jewish life. So I'm going to ask your grandfather to put that on you. And now repeat the blessing after me. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav, vitzivanu lehitatev batzitzit. Amen. All right, give him a hug.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
Welcome to our service at Temple Har Shalom. A special welcome to all those joining us over our live webcast. In preparation to our service, please take note that the sanctuary is an electronic free space, and we request that you turn your cell phones to the off position. I have worked long and hard to reach this day, and I am grateful for your presence. I hope that you will be attentive and considerate, and will fully participate in our worship. Like generations before me, we have prepared to take my place at my place as a bar mitzvah. Today, I participate in my Jewish adult life cycle event. I am now committed to the mitzvot and meaning and the teaching of our tradition. I pray that I may always understand my responsibility as a Jew to show love to my parents, kindness to the world around, and maintain the connection with my people and her land of Israel. Baruch Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam v'hitiyanu We praise you, Adonai, our God, creator of the world, who gives us life, sustains us, and enables us to reach this time.
Amen. Our service continues with the chanting of Ma Tovu, page 290 in your Mishkan Tefillah. Ma Tovu, Ahalecha Yaakov, Mishkenotecha Yisrael. Ma Tovu, Ahalecha Yaakov, Mishkenotecha Yisrael.
We are on page 293 for the morning blessings. You can feel free to join in as the tune will become more familiar to you. But after each blessing, it is traditional to answer Chase with an Amen.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, who has given thee and mine the ability to distinguish day from night.
Amen.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, who opens the eyes of the blind.
Amen.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, who frees the captive.
Amen.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, who lifts up the fallen.
Amen.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, who strengthens the earth over waters.
Amen.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, who strengthens our steps.
Amen.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, who clothes the naked.
Amen.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, who gives strength to the weary.
Amen.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, who removes sleep from the eyes, slumber from the eyelids.
Amen.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, who has made me in the image of God.
Amen.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, who has made me free.
Amen.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, who has made me a Jew.
Amen.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, who grids Israel with strength.
Amen.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, who crowns Israel with splendor.
Amen.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, who hollows us with mitzvot, commanding us to engage with words of Torah.
Amen.
Adonai our God, make the words of your Torah sweet to us, and to the house of Israel, your people, that we and our children may be lovers of your name and students of your Torah. We praise you, O God, teacher of Torah, to our people Israel. Baruch atah Adonai hamelamed Torah le'amot Yisrael.
We turn now to page 312 and we rise together, please.
יתגדל ויתקדש מרבם, בעלמא יפרח ירותי וימליך מלכותי, בחי יכונוי וימיכון, ובחיי כל בית ישראל. בגלום, ובזמן קריב, בימרו אמן. יהי שמרה במבורך, לעולם ולעולם ביולמיה. יתברך, יפרח וישתבח, ויתפאר ויתרומם ויתנשא, ויתהדר ויתעלה ויתהלל, שמי קודשא בריחו, לעילא מן כל ברכתה ושירתה. תשביחייתא ונחמתה, דמירון ביעלה, ויאמרו אמן.
We continue standing for the Baruch Hu.
Yai, dai, dai, yai, dai, 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 yai, dai, 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 dai. Baruch Hu et Adonai HaMevorach. Baruch Adonai HaMevorach le'olam va'ed. Baruch Adonai HaMevorach le'olam va'ed.
We are on page 317. We remain standing as we read the paragraphs responsively.
O God, inspiration and guide for all, you have spoken in thousands of tongues for us to hear. In every land and every age, your children have heard you and imaged you in separate ways. And yet, O God, you are one unifier of humanity.
We give
Thanks for the sages and teachers who bring us understanding of your will. Gratefully we recall the lawgivers and prophets, the psalmists and sages of Israel. And joyfully we remember that from the dawn of Israel's life, we would turn to you and find purpose.
May the teachings of our ancestry live in our minds, and their passion of rightfulness stir in our hearts. Help us to live so that our daily conduct reveals the beauty and wisdom of your truth.
Baruch
atah Adonai, haboher be'amo Yisrael be'ahava.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Baruch Shem Kivud Malchuto Le'olam Va'ed.
You may all be seated. And we're going to continue on page 319.
V'yahavta et Adonai Elohecha b'chol levavcha uv'chol nafshecha uv'chol me'odecha v'hayu hadvarim ha'eleh asher anohi mitzaveha hayom al levaneha v'shinantam al levaneha v'dibartam bam b'vetivteha uvlekteha vaderek Ushokbeha uvkumeha ukshartam al yadeha al yutatotafot bein eineha lima'an al mezuzot beteha uvishareha amema'an tiskeru masitem ekomisvatai vihitem kedoshim Elohehem ani Adonai Elohehem asher hotzi ehem me'eretz Mitzrayim liot lahem Elohim ani Adonai Elohehem.
Page 321.
Sing the song of men and women joined in understanding and respect. The song of God's miracles, and earth protected and cherished, a gift for our children and the generations to come. The song of a land once ravished by war, now quiet and content. Her soldiers home to leave no more, the song of a world redeemed, the song of peace.
Mi chamocha b'elim Adonai, mi kamocha nidor b'kodesh. Nurot hilot osefela, nurot hilot osefela. Shira chadasha shimchu geulim, v'shimcha l'shimcha al sfat hayam. Yachal kulam hodu, hodu v'imlichu Amru, ya papa bim bim bam, ya papa bim bam, ya papa bim bim bam, ya papa bim bam, ay 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 ay, ya papa bim bam, Adonai Elof Elam.
We are on page 323 for the beginning of the central prayer of our service, simply called the prayer. I would ask you to please rise and remain standing if you are comfortable through its entirety.
Adonai sifatai tiftach ufi agite hilatecha. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu Elohei avotinu v'imoteinu Elohei Avraham Elohei Yitzchak Elohei Yaakov Elohei Sarah Elohei Rivka Elohei Rachel Elohei Leah El HaGadol HaGibor v'Hanora El Elyon Gomel Chasadim Tovim V'konei hakol V'zocher chasdei avot v'imahot U'mevin geula livnei v'neihem L'man shemo be'ahava Melech chozer Moshia u'magein Baruch atah Adonai Magen Avraham Ve'ezrat Sarah Atah gibor l'olam Adonai Mechayi ha'kol ha'torah v'hushia Morid ha'tal Mechalkel chayim b'chesed Mechayi ha'kol b'rachamim rabim Somech noflim v'rafei cholim U'maitir surim U'mkayim emunato Tishini afar Bichamocha ba'al gevurot U'mido melach Melech meimit u'mechayim ישועם, נאמנתה לחיות הכל. ברוך אתה אדוני בחיי הכל.
We continue on page 326.
Yai la 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 la, ya la 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 la, yai la 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 la, yai la la. נקדיש את שמך בעולם, כשם שמקדישים אותו בשמי מרום, ככתוב על יד נביאיך, וקרא זה אל זה ואמר, קדוש קדוש קדוש, אדוני צבאות, מלוא כל הארץ כבודו. אדיר אדירנו, אדוני אדוננו, מאדיר שמך בכל הארץ. ברוך כבוד אדוני ממקומו, אחד הוא אלוהינו, הוא אבינו מלכנו, ומושיענו וישפיענו, ורחמיו לעיני כל חי. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, ימלוך אדוני לעולם, אלוהיך ציון, לדור ודור. הללויה, לדור ודור נגיד גדלך, ולנצח נצחים קדושתך נקדיש, בשבחך אלוהינו, מפינו לא ימוש לעולם ואין, לעולם ואין. ברוך אתה אדוני האל הקדוש, יאי לה 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 לה, יה לה 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 לה, יה לה לה.
Page 328.
To all generations, we will make known your greatness, to all eternity proclaim. Your holiness, your praise, O God, shall never depart from our lips. Blessed are you, Adonai, the holy God.
Baruch atah Adonai ha'el hakadosh. And you may all be seated. And now to lead us in our next prayer on page 329, it's a pleasure to welcome forward the one who will, just in a few years from now, take his place as a bar mitzvah, but not too quickly, okay? Michael?
Shabbat Shalom.
Shalom.
Those who keep Shabbat by calling it a delight will rejoice in your own. The people that host Shabbat will delight in your goodness. For being blessed with the seventh day, you hallowed it as the most precious of days, drawing our attention to the work of creation.
We're going to continue with Ritzay on the top of page 330. Ritzay Adonai Eloheinu, B'amecha Yisrael utmilata, B'ahava tikabel uti ratzon tamid, Avodat Yisrael Amecha, Baruch atah שאותך לבדך ביראה נעבוד.
Page 330, we read the paragraphs responsively.
On this Shabbat day, as you gracefully receive our prayers to help us hear your call, grant us enough health to fulfill our duties and the compassion we need to attend others.
Teach us humility
That we may perceive our own faults, and grant us the wisdom to be forgiving of others.
Give us the
courage to be true to our highest selves, and the charity to see the best in those around us. Give us
Give us patience enough to not become discouraged, hope enough to overcome all fears for the future, and faith enough to know our presence. O source of blessing, look with favor upon us. May our offering be acceptable to you. We praise you, Adonai, whom alone we service in reverence.
Baruch atah Adonai, she'otcha levadecha b'yirah na'avod. We continue on page 334 with Sim Shalom. Please join me if you know the melody, and even if you don't, Lai always works too. Sim, 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 shalom, sim, 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 shalom, sim, 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 shalom, tova veracha. Ya la 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 la, ya la la, ya la 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 la, ya la la, ya la 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 la, ya la la, ya la la, sim, 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 shalom, sim, 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 shalom, sim, 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 shalom, tova uviracha.
Page 336, will you please read along with me? We sit in community, elbow to elbow, eye to eye. Close perhaps we brush against each other as we move in prayer. Ears filled with the voices of friends, teachers, and fellow travelers who pray with us from the next seat, from across the room. We come to silence, rhythm of words, shared melody, hushed. Connected first, one to all, we now let go. To be alone with the Holy One, to speak in mind and heart and soul, but not with lips. The prayers we weave together cannot replace that private conversation. God, our partner, awaits us, one by one, a miracle. And so we have come to that time in our service where we pause from the written word and instead turn to the thoughts of our hearts and minds. It is traditional on Shabbat that we give our attention to ourselves, not in asking or petitioning or hoping for blessing, but instead giving thanks for blessing, like the blessing of family and friends coming together for this special day in honor of Chase. But this week in history gives us moments to pause as well. As I'm sure you are all aware, just 2 days ago, we commemorated the 75th anniversary of D-Day. On those beaches of Normandy, when tens of thousands of young men and women gave their lives in defense of our freedoms. Far too often we take our freedom for granted. And Shabbat reminds us that if we are to remain free and blessed, then each and every one of us has to work towards it. Some will give the ultimate sacrifice, others will give in many other ways. So as we pause for a few moments of silent prayer, it should be with gratitude to those who came before us and allow us to enjoy a day like today. And there should be a moment for each of us to seek our own hearts and how we can help to better the world. We pause for a few moments.
Teach us how to live. Fill our hearts with joy and all the love you have to give. Gather us in peace as you lead us to your name, and we will know that you are one. We will know that you are one.
The highlight of our service comes when we prepare to take the Torah from the ark, literally pass it generation to generation, so that Chase himself can carry the Torah throughout the congregation, and more importantly, say hello to everyone, because he recognizes so many faces and is anxious to see you all. So we are going to pass Torah now. It is a pleasure to welcome forward to open the ark doors, and grandparents Don and Diane to come forward. And it's a pleasure to welcome forward Craig and Tracy and Martin and Lynn to come forward as well to pass Torah as Chase takes his place. Would you rise, please?
Baruch Shenatan Torah Torah Baruch Shenatan Torah Torah Le'amu Yisrael Yidushatu Shemai Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad Echad Eloheinu Gadol Adonenu Kadosh Shemo Lecha Adonai Agivula
Well, Chase, I'm certainly glad I told you to take your time. I'm out of breath from that walk around the congregation. But I hope you got to say hello to everyone, and now you can sit back and relax for a few moments before you chant from Torah, because it is our chance, especially for me, to come into the congregation and first of all thank Chase for giving us this very special morning, the Shabbat morning in which we can celebrate another young man taking his place as a bar mitzvah. And certainly, Chase, you and your family get extra points, for this is now the third in a series of 4. And what a joy it has been to be present at your brother's and now yours. And God willing, one day I hope you'll invite me back for Michael's as well, because your family is indeed very special to all of us here at Temple Har Shalom. I do want to revert before talking about the Torah portion, which is a very, very special one and only happens 5 times a year. That's it. To the ceremony in which we enwrapped Chase in his talit and a kippah. And I mentioned that always looking back at the generations who bring us to this moment is very important in our tradition. No matter what our faith community, we are always grateful to those who came before us, who are living now, and who impart their teachings and their love and their faith to our children. And Chase, recently, your grandparents learned firsthand of more than 1.1 million children that never had the opportunity to do what you're doing today. You're wearing a kippah representing them, but most people don't realize that the Torah you were holding, and I did that purposely, is also a remnant of the Holocaust. And as you accepted it for yourself, so you accepted it for all those generations that came before you. It's a poignant reminder of never to take these events for granted, never to take joyous times for granted, and always make that extra effort to literally show up. And Chase, that is exactly what your Torah portion is all about. Chase has the honor of starting a brand new book of Torah. There are only 5 books, and he is opening number 4. You knew that, right? Yes, he knew that. The 4th book of Torah, it is known as Bamidbar, or in the wilderness. And I'm going to allow Chase to teach you a few lessons from this Torah portion. But just to set the stage, the Israelites are in the midst of their 40-year wandering. And the first thing that is expected of them today in this portion is, Chase, that they show up. And in truth, that's what we hope for all who care for this world and our people. Show up. It's just like everyone here has fulfilled that mitzvah. They showed up. The second thing that's expected of us is not only to show up, but to be present, to take in exactly what is happening. There's a reason we don't allow electronics, personal electronics, to be used in our sanctuary, because we know, and I'm sure you know, in every aspect of life, be it a dinner table, a restaurant, even a movie nowadays, people have a very hard time being present. They might show up, but they're not paying attention. They are doing other things, and they are missing the moments of life that are most gratifying, which are interacting with people. So, Chase, we want to thank you for not only showing up, but being present. And the last thing that our Torah portion asks of us is to stand up. Stand up for who you are. Don't forget where you have come from. And always be proud of who you are, no matter where you are. That, too, is a very hard characteristic to embody. in this day and age when there is so much misunderstanding amongst people that we are often afraid to stand up for what we believe. But Chase, I want to encourage you as I encouraged your brothers before you. Always stand up. Always be proud of who you are and where you've come from. And make sure that just as the generations before you, that this world not only survives, but thrives. And I need to tell you that, well, we, the adult generation, aren't doing such a good job with this world. So there's a lot on your shoulders right now. Geez, I think you understand this message because I know how much fun you have, not necessarily on the bema, but on a sports field, right? And you know that when you play any game, be it basketball, baseball, or any game, you need to show up, be present and pay attention, and then stand up, even if you're not doing so well. So those very same qualities that you take to the ball field, I hope you'll always carry through life. And remember that it's not a lesson that originated with us. It originated 4,000 years ago in that fourth book of Torah that you're going to start right now. And in order to read Torah, we always use what is called a yad or a pointer because we don't want the oils of our fingers to destroy the handwritten printing, which is hundreds and hundreds of years old in this Torah. And this beautiful yad was made by you, right, Chase? And it has your Hebrew name, Chaim, on it, which means life. And indeed, we are grateful for that life today. Before you chant, there are those who are going to bless, and our first aliyah go to Martin and Lynn.
Baruch Hu et Adonai Hamvarach.
Baruch Adonai Havarach Le'olam Va'ed.
Baruch Adonai Hamvarach Le'olam Va'ed. Baruch Atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher bocha b'anu mikol ha'amim v'notan lanu et Torato. Baruch Atah Adonai noten ha'Torah.
Amen.
Amen. Vaydaber Adonai el Moshe b'midbar Sinai be'ohel moed be'ehad lahodesh hasheni b'shana hasheni litzetam me'eretz Mitzrayim lemor se'u et rosh kol adat b'nei Yisrael lemishpehotam Livei avotam b'mispar shemot kol zahar legugilotam mi ben esrim shana v'mala kol yotzet tzava b'Yisrael tifkedu otam litzivotam ata v'aharon.
Baruch Atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher natan lanu Torah emet v'chayei olam natan b'tocheinu. Baruch Atah Adonai noten ha'Torah.
Amen. Well, give him a hug and come on over. For our second aliyah, it's a pleasure to welcome forward Brad, Colleen, and Jordan.
Hu et Adonai Hambarach.
Baruch Adonai Hambarach Le'olam Va'ed.
Baruch Adonai Hambarach Le'olam Va'ed. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher bachar banu mikol ha'amim, v'natan lanu et Torato. Baruch atah Adonai noten ha'torah.
Amen.
Amen. Vihem yiyu ish lamate ish rosh levei avotav hu ve'ele shemo ha'anashim asher yamdu ihem lir uvein elitzor ben shedeor Lishim on Shlimi el ben Surishadai Lehudan Nachshon ben Aminadab Leis Ahar Nitanel ben Suar Lizvulun Eliav ben Halon Livnei Yotzeb Eliraim Elishaba ben Amihud Limnashe Gamliel ben Pedatzor.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher natan lanu Torah emet v'chayei olam natan b'tocheinu. Baruch atah Adonai noten ha'torah.
Amen. For our third Aliyah, what a pleasure it is to welcome back Jake and Alex to the Bima together with Craig and Tracy.
Baruch et Adonai Hambarach.
Baruch Adonai Habarach Le'olam Va'ed.
Baruch Adonai Hambarach Le'olam Va'ed. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher bachar banu mikol ha'amim, v'natan lanu et Torato. Baruch atah Adonai noten ha'torah.
Amen.
Amen. Livnei Yamin Avidan ben Gidoni Ledan Ahiezer ben Aminadab Leasher Pagiel ben Aaron Legad Elisha ben Duel Laniftali Ahiran ben Enan Ele Crue Aedan Sini Mato Avatam Reshe Alfe Yisrael Hem.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher natan lanu Torah emet, v'chayei olam natan b'tocheinu. Baruch atah Adonai noten ha'torah.
Amen. Jake and Alex, we're going to ask you to stay right there. Your parents are going to come over here. Thank you all very much. Just stay right here. It is now Jake and Alex's honor to call their brother forward officially as a bar mitzvah because they achieved the honor as well.
Ya'amud Hayim Ben Hayim Lehod HaTorah HaBar Mitzvah.
Can I have the prayer blessing card? Thank you.
Baruch et Adonai Hamevara.
Baruch Adonai Hambarach Le'olam Va'ed.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher bahar banu mikol ha'amim v'natan lanu et Torato. Baruch atah Adonai noten ha'torah.
Amen.
Vayikach Moshe ve'Aharon ha'anashim ha'ele asher nikvu b'shemot Ve'et kol ahida hikilu. Behad lahodesh hashini. Ve'yadu al mishpatam. Livei avatam. Bimispar shemo ben mi ben esrim. Shana vamala lugugilatam. Ka'asher tziva Adonai et Moshe. Ve'hidem bimidbar Sinai. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher natan lanu Torah emet ve'ehaye olam nata v'tohenu. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen. Mazel tov. Congratulate your brother and you can go back. I'm just going to roll the Torah. Your parents are going to speak to you.
Good morning to everyone, and thank you for coming to this morning's service. I'd like to thank Rabbi Musnitsky and Cantor Berman for their guidance and support of Chase and our family. You won't see us on the Bema for a few years. 3 bar mitzvahs in 33 months is a pretty good run. One more to go. Chase, you've done an amazing job today. It comes as no surprise to us. There are many great things that can be said about you. You're smart, curious, polite, selfless, and easygoing. Most of all, you are kind. Mom and I marvel at the connection you have with Michael. He looks up to you, and for good reason. If the world had more people like you, it would surely be a better place. You're a joy to be around. You like to have fun, but you don't shy away from hard work. You have all the qualities of a person who will be successful in life. Today is a step along that journey. You have family and friends that love you and support you. Anything is possible. We're so proud of the boy you've been and the young man you are becoming. It is a thrill to watch you perform on the athletic field, but even more gratifying to call you my son. So mazel tov on becoming a bar mitzvah today. May you have a life full of health, happiness, and success.
Well, Craig is the quiet one in the house. I am the one that talks a lot. To my number 3. Sorry. My unplanned gift from God, unselfish, kind, compassionate. You were my baby for 4 years, but you stepped aside with no hard feelings when Michael came along. I'm not sure if that showed your maturity or your kind nature. To think a year later, we almost lost you. But clearly God had a plan for you. Sorry. I could see that you were special when you were little. At an early age, you showed more compassion for others and concern for others than for yourself. At Disney, you wouldn't take my jacket at night when you were cold because you didn't want me to be cold, and that from a 4-year-old. When you were 11, your fall schedule was such that you had football every day for 2.5 hours. Then 3 nights a week, you went to swimming right from football for 2 hours. And then from there, 2 days a week, you had 2 hours of ISEE testing or studying for 2 hours. You get home after 10, and then you had homework. Not once did you ever complain. And one day in the car, I said to you, God, we're so impressed with how you do all these things, and you never complain, and I thanked you. And your response was to thank me for driving you everywhere. You see the world differently than most people do. I once made a statement saying that yellow and purple were girl colors, and you were quick to educate me by telling me there are no boy and girl colors, there are just colors. The world needs people like you, and I'm proud of the person you're growing up to be. Your Torah reading today was Numbers, which coincidentally was how actually I started this, not even realizing, but I referred to as my number 3. I guess when you think about it, we define ourselves by numbers all the time. The U.S. defines each of us with a social security number. You like to be number 9 on your sports teams because it means something to you. And most people in life strive to be number 1. You know how to get there? Because I'm going to tell you. There are 2 kinds of people in the world. Those that allow life to lead them. I call this strategy passive because they aren't steering their life in the direction that they want it to go. But then there are those that live their life actively chasing down their dreams. So with great support from my parents growing up and pushing from my mother, I tried to be the one forming my own destiny. Being the best student and swimmer I could be, going to the best college I could go to, choosing to hone my education by living after in Mexico. I thought I was doing great, but then I tried to get my first job and there was a recession and there was just nothing. So I took a job at the bottom. A job that I would have thought, given my education and experience, because I worked summers at a company thinking that that would help me, didn't help me. But still, there were not many opportunities, so I took the job at the bottom. I went to school at night to earn my MBA, which the company paid for. Why was I working so hard? So I could have choices in life. So that I wouldn't be stuck in a job that didn't challenge me mentally or where the pay wasn't enough for the life that I wanted to live. I didn't stay in the job long. I moved up quickly and I had a nice career. But I'm not telling you this to pat myself on the back. I'm telling you this because sometimes life is hard choices. And it leads to more work and you have to aggressively attack it. Our life might look easy to you now, but your father and I both set goals at a young age and worked very hard to get to where we are today. And our parents worked very hard to help us and to give us opportunities. Now I'm going to tell you that all these active choices and hard work led me to the best choice that I've ever made in my life. And do you know what that choice is? Don't look. Do you know? It was in choosing your father. Not only because he's the best person I know, but he's my rock and he grounds me. He makes me feel safe and he supports me in my decisions even when they make his life harder. He really is special. And you are most like your father in our family. And Alex and Jake and Michael, that's not to say that you aren't special in your own way, but you're all different. And I know that good things will happen for you, and my advice is not to wait for them. Go chase them down. I love you, and your father and I will always be here for you, for the good choices and for the not so good choices. So always and forever. Sorry, that was hard. Happy birthday.
It is now time for us to lift and dress the Torah. It's a pleasure to welcome forward Matt Lippett together with Stephanie Dunatav. Would you rise, please? Yeah, I think so. Perfect. Beautiful.
Please be seated. Our Torah service continues with the chanting of the Haftarah, the additional and prophetic portion read on all Shabbatot and holidays. This morning's Haftarah, Chase will begin chanting first with the blessings and then the Haftarah itself.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher bahar b'nvi'im tovim beretzah b'direhem hane'emarim be'emet. Baruch atah Adonai Haboher b'Torah u'Moshe avdo u'Yisrael amo u'Vinvi'ei ha'emet b'tzedek. V'haya mispar b'nei Yisrael kehol hayam asher lo himan v'lo yisafer. V'haya bimkom asher ye'amer lahem lo ami atem ye'amer lahem b'nei Elhai v'nikbitzu B'nei Yehuda u'bnei Yisrael yachdav v'samu lahem rosh ehad ve'elu min ha'aretz ki gadol yom Yisrael imru la'achotehem ami v'la'achotehem ruhama rivu v'imhem rivu kehi lo ishti Ve'anohi lo isha v'taser zinuneha mipaneha v'nufofeha mi ben tzadeha pen afshitena aruma v'hi tagtiha keyom hivada v'samtiha hamidbar v'sagtiha ke'eret tziha V'hitiha ba'tzama va'et baneha lo arahim kivene zinunim hema. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam sort kol haolamim sadik be'kol hadarot ha'el hene'eman ha'omer uvosei hamdaber umkayim shekol devarav emet batzedek al haTorah al havodo al havodah ve'al havnevi'im ve'al hashabat hazeh shenatatan lanu Adonai Eloheinu likdusha v'limnuha v'havot el tifaret al hakol Adonai Eloheinu anachnu modim lach umvarhim otad yitbarach shimcha b'fi kol hai tamid le'olam va'ed. Baruch atah Adonai mekadesh hashabat.
It is now time for us to return the Torah to the Ark and to open the Ark doors. It's a pleasure to welcome forward Aunt Marie and Cousin Victoria, and I'm going to ask everyone to rise, please. Just come with me.
Shalom.
You may all be seated. It is now time for Chase to share with you his own teachings and reflections about this day.
Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat. Everyone, and thank you for being here. My Torah portion is called Bimidbar, which means in the wilderness. I'd like to share some of the story with you. Bimidbar is the book of Numbers, which covers the 40 years of the Israelites spent wandering on their exodus from slavery in Egypt. They were a very ragtag group. They had been slaves for over 400 years. In Bimidbar, Moses was told by God that he needed to keep track of the number of people, categorize them, and form tribes. God told Moses who the representatives of each tribe would be. Each representative would tell Moses the name and age of each member of the tribe. Only men over 21 were able to bear arms. Members of each tribe would have different roles which would be for the overall good of the Israelites. The counting and organization of the Israelites in Bimidbar is something that still has meaning today. We all have our roles and responsibilities within our families and communities that keep things running smoothly. When Moses was told by God that he needed to keep track of the people, it's similar to the census that the United States takes every 10 years. We take that census so we know how to divide up the resources we have in the country and also to make sure our representation in the government is appropriate. Today is a major milestone in my Jewish life. I am ready to take the next step into my religion and help carry on the traditions I have been taught by my father, his parents, and the Temple Har Shalom teachers over the years of religious school. After I become a bar mitzvah, I will be attending services on the high holy days with Jake, Alex, and my father. Michael will join us too once he has his bar mitzvah in about 5 years. I would like to thank Cantor Berman for all the help learning the prayers over the last year. Thank you, Rabbi Miznitsky, for her guidance with my Torah portion meeting. Next, a special thank you to Pop-Up and Grammy. Whether you are cheering me on at baseball or basketball game, taking me out to eat, or just hanging out together at the beach, you are such a big part of my life. To Papa and Gigi, I know if we lived closer, you would be cheering me on at more of my games, but the time we spend together is a lot of fun. We have watched history be made when Virginia advanced to the national championship, and that is something I'll never forget. We are really lucky to have such a caring and supportive set of grandparents on both sides. Last, I would like to thank my family. I have watched Jake and Alex lead the congregation during their bar mitzvah. Although we fight sometimes, I know that we will have many great times in the future. Michael, you are the last one up, and I know you'll be great when it's your turn. I lost my spot. All right. To my parents, thank you for going to all my sporting events, taking us for dinner, or on vacation. I appreciate that you can always find something to put on my plate when I'm hungry. You guys have helped me with anything and everything, so thank you. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam. Thank you, God, for blessing us all.
Chase, Mazel Tov.
Thank you.
And may I say on behalf of all of us, happy birthday. It is a wonderful, and I think more than a coincidence, that you become a bar mitzvah, you have your 13th birthday, and you open a new book of Torah. Because literally this birthday and this celebration and this book represent a whole new chapter in your life. And while we have gotten to read what was in the past and enjoy it so very much, we can't wait to see what comes next, because we know that it will be filled with joy and blessing and so many accomplishments. So mazel tov to you. Jace, it really has been a joy to share this bima with you as it was before for your brothers and soon to be Michael, because Michael was very comfortable up here. And I think that he got that from you as well, who have really shown a comfort and a true joy in accomplishing what you've accomplished today. So I know you have many celebrations planned, and I want you to just party hard, all right? Promise me, because you have really earned it. And your congregation thinks you've earned it as well. And that's why there's been a very special woman on our bima for this service. Her name is Audrey Taffet. She's an officer of our congregation. And she has words of greeting and many special gifts for you.
Don't forget the gifts.
Where
are the gifts?
There they are.
Chase, on behalf of the Board of Trustees and your entire Temple Har Shalom community, we wish you and your family a hearty mazel tov. As I listened to you lead services today, reading Torah and reciting Haftorah, I was impressed by how much our religious school students achieve here at Temple Har Shalom. Your mitzvah project shows you are carrying on the Jewish tradition of tikkun olam, which is our belief that through acts of goodness and kindness, we can repair the world. We look to you, the younger generation, because you have a lot more energy, to carry on this mission. We hope the confidence you've gained from working towards this day has convinced you both that you can achieve whatever goals you set your sights on. You and your entire extended family will always remember this day and how proud you made us all. We hope you will also remember it as a beginning, not as a finale of your Jewish education. We look forward to your participation in the wonderful Hebrew High program here and encourage you to maintain your connection to Judaism and the wider Jewish community as you move ahead in all the future stages of your lives. It is my honor to bestow upon you several gifts from our temple on this special occasion. There's an official certificate commemorating this day, a Kiddush cup we hope you will continue to use to remember the sweetness of this day, a leather-bound Bible embossed with your name, and gift certificates which can be used towards traveling to Israel. We wish you much happiness and success in the future, and we hope to continue to share many more joyous occasions together. Congratulations, you did a great job.
Thank you.
Well, it is now time for us to conclude our service with its closing prayers and blessings. And I would ask that you please return to your prayer books as we turn to page 586. For the Aleinu, I would ask you all to rise as we welcome forward Aunt Marcy and Uncle Reno to open the ark doors.
עלינו לשבח אדון הכל, לתת גדולה ליוצא בראשית, שלא עשינו כגויי הרצון, ולא שמענו כמשפחות אדמה, שלא שם חלקנו כהם, ונגור עלינו ככל המונם, ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא, ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ ביום יהיה אדוני אחד, ושמו אחד.
God bless you and keep you.
Ya'er Adonai panav elecha v'chuneka.
May God shine upon you and always be gracious to you.
Yisa Adonai panav elecha v'yaseh lecha shalom.
May God grant you a long life filled with spiritual, mental, and physical well-being, as we all say.
Amen.
Amen. Mazel tov. I do ask that you please remain standing, for at this time in our service, as we do each and every time we come together as a community, we remember those who are no longer physically present with us, but who are very much alive within our hearts and within our memories. On this Shabbat, we commemorate the Yortzites, the anniversaries of those who died in the season in years past, as we remember Brad Kustin, Mary Feldman, Stella Feldman, Jacob Golder, Eileen Hershkovitz, Jack Miller, Stanford Pavernick, Ida Rothstein, Stanley D. Schultz, William George Schwab, Irving Starkman, James Weinberg, and Saul Zaroff. And as always, we remember those of Chase's family, upon whose shoulders he stands this very day, as we remember Paul DiFrancesco, John Leppert, Edith Weiner and Albert Weiner, and Celia and Joseph Zakoff. The memories of all of our loved ones are with us, as together we also remember those of the American Armed Forces and the Israel Defense Forces, who have given their lives in defense of our nation and the land of Israel. And for all those who have no one left to remember them, we remain standing as a congregation and recite the Kaddish prayer on page 598 together. Yitgadal v'yitkadash shemei rabbah, v'yalmad divra kirutei v'yamlich malchutei, v'hayechon v'yomechon v'chaye dekol beit Yisrael, v'agala v'izman kari v'meru amen, Yehei shmei rabba mevarach le'olam amei amaya, Yitbarak v'yishtabak v'yitpa'ar v'yitraman v'yitnaseh, v'yitadar v'yitalev v'yitalal shemei dekudusha brechu, le'olam yimkol birchata v'shirata, tushbechata v'nechamata, damiran b'yama v'imru amen. Yehei shlama rabba mim shemaya, v'chayim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. Oseh shalom b'imromav, hu ya'aseh shalom, aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. We pray that the source of peace will send peace to all who mourn and comfort all the bereaved among us, as we all say, Amen. Amen. And you may be seated. Once again, our heartfelt best wishes of Mazel Tov go out to Jace and his family, you, the friends and extended family who have come to share today. Also, our best wishes for a very happy birthday, and may you enjoy all the celebration that's yet to come. And we're going to start that celebration off by wishing Chase sweetness and bounty with the blessing over the wine and the challah. And it is a pleasure to welcome forward Alex, Jake, Michael, and all the cousins. Come on up. Chase, come on. I'll take your book. Just hold up the cups. Aww. Well, how lucky are you? All these wonderful cousins, and here we go.
Baruch atah
Adonai
Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, borei peri hagafen. Amen. L'chaim. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, hamotzi lechem min haaretz b'tei avon.
You guys all eat? Pull it apart. Go. Shabbat Shalom, everybody, and Mazel Tov.
Simin tov, mazel tov, mazel tov, simin tov, mazel tov, mazel tov, simin tov, mazel tov. Shabbat Shalom, everyone. Please feel free to get up out of your seats, wish each other a Shabbat Shalom, and greet the family.